Cats are true masters at hiding pain. This behavior stems from their evolutionary instinct. In the wild, showing weakness means exposing themselves to predators or being displaced by the group. Therefore, even if they appear calm at home, they may be suffering without showing it clearly. In this video, we'll reveal 15 signs that your cat may be hiding pain, subtle signals that every cat caretaker should be aware of to protect their well-being and ensure a longer, healthier life. In the wild, an injured or sick feline is vulnerable. Showing pain can make them easy prey or cause their group to reject them to avoid attracting predators. Domestic cats have inherited this instinct, so they tend to hide their discomfort. This explains why many cat caretakers are surprised when, after a veterinary checkup, they discover advanced illnesses in cats that seemed well. Understanding this evolutionary legacy is key to looking beyond the obvious. Cats can hide symptoms until the situation becomes critical. Therefore, detecting the smallest changes in behavior or appearance is vital. A different meow, an unusual gait, or a loss of interest in playing can be warning signs. As responsible caregivers, we must learn to interpret these variations, because recognizing them early can mean the difference between simple treatment or an uncontrolled disease. 1. Changes in vocalization. Your cat's meow is much more than a simple sound, it's their way of communicating with you. When you notice their voice changing, whether louder, higher-pitched, hoarser, or simply different than usual, it could be a sign of pain. Some cats, instead of vocalizing more, become surprisingly quiet, which also indicates that something is wrong. Feline ethologists have identified that variations in the pitch and frequency of meows are related to states of discomfort or physical distress. If your cat suddenly emits a high-pitched meow when jumping, or becomes silent when they are normally communicative, they are trying to tell you that something is hurting. Don't underestimate this change. Your cat's voice is an emotional and physical thermometer. Listen carefully, because behind an unusual meow may be a health problem that requires your immediate action. 2. Change in daily habits. Cats are creatures of habit. They play, jump, and explore following routines that are often repeated every day. Therefore, a change in their daily habits is a warning sign. If you notice that your cat no longer jumps on the couch as before, avoids climbing high places, or stops playing with their favorite toy, don't interpret it as laziness or boredom. Often, this decrease in activity is related to joint pain, muscle problems, or chronic diseases that limit their mobility. Veterinary research has shown that cats with osteoarthritis, for example, significantly reduce their daily activities before showing more serious symptoms. The key is to observe carefully. Has the cat stopped doing something they always enjoyed? That's a silent message that something isn't right. Remember, cats don't change their habits for no reason. If your feline stops doing the activities that define their day, it's time to pay attention to their health. 3. Unexpected aggression. A cat that was always calm and affectionate suddenly hisses, bites, or scratches when you try to pet it. This change in temperament can surprise and even emotionally hurt its caregiver, but behind that aggression often hides pain. When you touch a sensitive area, such as the belly, lower back, or paws, your cat may react defensively. It doesn't do so out of malice, but because the contact makes it uncomfortable. From feline ethology, it is known that physical pain alters the threshold of tolerance for social contact. That is, what it previously enjoyed, it now perceives as a threat. Observe when this reaction occurs. If it always occurs when you touch the same place, that's probably where the problem originates. A cat that unexpectedly attacks is clearly communicating that something is bothering it. Don't punish it or ignore it, listen to that message and seek veterinary help. Aggression can be a silent cry of pain. 4. Social isolation. If your cat begins to spend more time hiding, avoiding contact with you, other animals, or even its usual space, this behavior may indicate physical discomfort. Isolation is an instinctive behavior in felines. When they feel pain, they prefer to hide to protect themselves from potential threats. In the wild, an injured animal is easy prey, and they repeat this same pattern at home. The problem is that many people interpret this behavior as independence or bad mood, when in reality it may be a sign of suffering. Feline behavioral studies have shown that sick cats reduce their social interactions even before showing visible symptoms. Pay attention if your cat hides under the bed, inside a closet, or avoids places where it previously enjoyed being. This change in preference is no coincidence, it's its way of seeking safety while dealing with the pain. Detecting it early can save its well-being. 5. Excessive attention seeking. Although many cats are independent, some seek their human's company more insistently when they are in pain. They may follow you around the house, meow constantly, or jump on your lap more than usual. This behavior can be mistaken for simple affection, but in many cases it is a plea for comfort. Biologically, it is known that social contact helps reduce stress and anxiety in animals experiencing pain. It is possible that your cat, feeling vulnerable, finds in you the security they need to cope with their discomfort. The purring that accompanies these behaviors can also serve a dual purpose, to relieve themselves and at the same time ask for help. If you notice that your cat suddenly becomes much more demanding of affection, observe them closely. They may be using your closeness as an emotional pain reliever for a physical pain you have not yet identified. 6. Changes in mobility. One of the clearest signs of pain in cats is changes in mobility. If they used to jump agilely onto high surfaces and now hesitate, delay their jump, or avoid it altogether, it's an indicator that something is wrong. Stiff movements, slowness, limping, or walking with an arched back are signs of physical discomfort. Often, these changes are related to joint problems such as osteoarthritis, which affects a high percentage of cats over 7 years old, although it can also occur in young cats. Felines instinctively try to hide these limitations, so a simple detail, such as avoiding their favorite scratching post, can be revealing. Don't mistake this for laziness. If a cat suddenly reduces their physical activity, it's probably because movement causes them pain. Observing these behaviors early allows you to intervene before the problem progresses, thus improving your companion's quality of life. 7. Abnormal postures. The way your cat rests can also reveal a lot about its physical condition. A common posture for abdominal pain is the so-called prayer position, chest resting on the floor and rear end raised. It's also common to see cats hunched over, with their bodies tucked in and their paws tucked under, as if trying to protect their abdomen. These postures reflect internal discomfort, whether due to digestive, joint, or even kidney problems. Under normal conditions, a relaxed cat sleeps stretched out or on its side, showing vulnerability. When it remains rigid or positions itself strangely for long periods, it's a sign that it's trying to relieve discomfort. Veterinary science has identified these positions as early indicators of chronic pain. This isn't just a way of sleeping, but an instinctive protective mechanism. Observing how your cat sleeps can give you valuable clues to detect a problem before it worsens. 8. Loss of appetite. Eating is a direct reflection of your cat's health. If your cat suddenly eats less, refuses hard food, or chews on one side, they may be suffering from dental pain, gingivitis, or even mouth ulcers. It can also be a symptom of general malaise or internal diseases that affect appetite. Unlike dogs, cats don't usually stop eating for no reason. A sudden loss of appetite is a warning sign that shouldn't be ignored, because in cats, it can quickly lead to hepatic lipidosis, a serious condition caused by a lack of food. Even if you just change the way they eat, for example, choosing smaller kibble or avoiding biting on one side of their mouth, it's an indication of pain. Monitoring how much and how your cat eats is one of the most effective ways to detect a hidden problem early. 9. Changes in water consumption. Water is another indicator of feline health. Drinking too much can be a sign of diseases such as diabetes mellitus, chronic kidney problems, or urinary tract infections. Conversely, drinking less than usual can also indicate internal pain or discomfort. Cats naturally tend to lack hydration due to their desert origins, so a change in their drinking pattern is very significant. Veterinary studies confirm that kidney disorders are among the most common in older cats, and one of the first symptoms is usually an increase in water intake. If you notice your cat constantly approaching the water bowl, looking for water in unusual places, such as faucets, or, on the contrary, seems disinterested in hydrating, pay attention. A change in drinking habits is not a simple whim, it may be a silent sign that something in their body is not working well. 10. Poor or excessive grooming. Grooming is an essential part of a cat's life. They spend between 30 and 50% of their time keeping their coat clean and tidy. Therefore, any change in this behavior is a warning sign. If your cat stops grooming, their fur may become dull, matted, or have dirty areas, indicating pain or illness. At the other extreme, excessive grooming of a specific area can signal localized pain, such as arthritis in a joint or an internal injury. Studies in feline ethology have shown that compulsive licking can release endorphins that act as a natural pain reliever, although only temporarily. Thus, your cat licks itself in an attempt to calm itself. Observing the condition of its coat is a powerful tool for detecting problems. A cat that neglects itself or becomes obsessed with a specific spot is, in its own way, showing that something is not right. 11. Changes in facial expression. A cat's face can reveal much more than we think. When they're in pain, their ears often lay back, their eyes remain half-closed, and their pupils may dilate even in normal lighting conditions. Some cats display a fixed, almost absent gaze, conveying discomfort. Veterinarians have developed tools such as the feline facial expression scale, which identifies microgestures that reveal distress. A relaxed cat displays forward whiskers, open eyes, and erect ears. On the other hand, a cat in pain adopts a tense, withdrawn expression. Although it may sometimes seem subtle, a close look is enough to notice the differences. The key is to compare it with your cat's usual expression. Is it more subdued, or does its gaze convey discomfort? This facial reading is one of the most reliable methods for detecting pain early, since the face, as in humans, reflects emotions and physical states. 12. Problems using the litter box. When a cat starts having difficulty with the litter box, it's a clear sign that something isn't right. They may whine when entering or exiting the litter box, avoid squatting to urinate, or even eliminate outside the litter box. These behaviors are often associated with abdominal pain, joint pain, or urinary problems. Feline urinary tract diseases, for example, are one of the most common causes of visits to the vet and can become serious if not treated promptly. It's also common for cats with arthritis to have difficulty entering boxes with high sides, preferring to avoid them. Don't assume your cat has become disobedient. Most of the time, soiling outside the litter box is a cry for help. If you observe this behavior, the most responsible thing to do is consult a specialist immediately, as it may be a symptom of pain or underlying illness. 13. Labored breathing. A cat in pain may show obvious changes in its breathing. Panting, rapid, shallow, or even irregular breathing are signs that something is wrong. Unlike dogs, cats don't typically pant normally, except in cases of extreme heat or after intense exercise. Therefore, if your feline breathes with its mouth open or has an accelerated rate for no apparent reason, you should pay attention. Heart or lung problems, or abdominal pain can manifest this way. Veterinarians consider breathing a vital indicator of a cat's health because it reflects both physical well-being and stress level. If you notice your cat changing the way it breathes while resting, as if it's struggling, it could be sending a silent signal of distress. Never ignore this sign. Altered breathing is a serious symptom that requires immediate medical evaluation to rule out major complications. 14. Sleep disorders. Sleep is essential for cats. They can sleep between 12 and 16 hours a day. However, both too much and too little sleep can be indicators of pain. Some cats sleep much more than usual to escape discomfort, while others get little rest because the discomfort doesn't allow them to relax. If your cat changes its sleeping patterns, seeks out different places to rest, or appears restless during the night, it's time to take a closer look. Pain disrupts deep sleep cycles, causing the animal to wake up frequently or avoid certain sleeping positions. Veterinary science indicates that the quality of rest is a direct reflection of the cat's health. Therefore, don't ignore these disturbances. If your cat is excessively lethargic or, on the contrary, can't sleep, it may be dealing with pain that you haven't yet detected. 15. Weight loss or visible physical changes. One of the most obvious signs that your cat may be suffering is sudden weight loss or the appearance of visible physical changes. Rapid weight loss is often related to internal diseases that cause pain, such as kidney problems, tumors, or digestive disorders. Additionally, lumps, swelling, or persistent limping may be present, revealing physical discomfort. Muscle weakness is also a common consequence of chronic ailments. Although these changes seem easy to detect, they often go unnoticed because they occur gradually. Therefore, it is advisable to weigh your cat periodically and gently palpate its body to detect irregularities. Veterinarians warn that a loss of more than 10% of body weight, for no apparent reason, should be considered a warning sign. Your cat can't tell you in words what it feels, but its body is screaming. Paying attention to these changes can make the difference between an early diagnosis and an advanced disease. As cat lovers, we all want our furry friends to enjoy the best life possible. But a big question arises. How do you know if they're truly happy and healthy? To find out, I invite you to watch the following video. How do I know if my cat is happy? 21 signs your cat is very happy and very healthy. There, you'll learn to recognize the gestures and behaviors that reveal your cat is living a full and well-being life by your side. Now you know the most important signs that may indicate your cat is hiding pain. Remembering that early detection is key and can make the difference between simple treatment and an uncontrolled disease. Cats don't express their discomfort with words, but rather through gestures and subtle changes in behavior. Observing them carefully is an act of love and care that guarantees their well-being. And now I want to ask you. Have you noticed any of these signs in your cat? Share your experience in the comments. Your experience can help other caregivers. Remember, if you notice one or more of these signs, the most important thing is to see a veterinarian for a proper diagnosis and treatment. If you found this video helpful, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss more content about the wonderful world of cats.